This tutorial shows how to set your default browser. The default browser opens any web page shortcut that does not contain a browser address. Before we continue with this tutorial, there's a couple of comments I need to make. The Internet Explorer shortcuts, web page shortcuts created from the Internet Explorer browser, they always open in the Internet Explorer browser regardless of what you set your default browser to. Other browsers don't work that way. Their shortcuts will open with the default browser if you change the default browser. The Internet Explorer shortcuts, they will always open with the Internet Explorer regardless of what the default browser is. Another comment, this tutorial uses a web page shortcut whose icon changes to show the default browser. But many commercial web pages put a trademark picture on their shortcut icons. This icon does not change when you change the default browser, but the web page shortcut will open with the default browser. Here's how to set IE, the Internet Explorer, as your default browser. I've already opened the IE browser. I put a web page shortcut beside it to use in this tutorial. The picture in the shortcut shows which browser will open it, and that is the default browser that's currently defined on my computer. You'll see that change as we change our default setting. To set Internet Explorer as the default browser, you need to use the Internet Options function in the Internet Explorer browser. You can get to that function two ways. If the window is wide enough, you can click a gear wheel in the upper right corner below the close box. This window is not wide enough, so the gear wheel does not show. But you then can get to it by clicking the Tools menu and selecting Internet Options from that. Then on the next screen, the Internet Options window, you click the Programs tab. The top entry there is Default Web Browser. It says Internet Explorer is not currently the default, but if you click this button, it will make it the default. So all we do is we click that button, and then we click OK at the bottom of that window. Note that the symbol in this Internet shortcut that I have here, this web page shortcut, has now changed from my Firefox default symbol to the Internet Explorer symbol, showing that Internet Explorer is now my default browser. And to repeat, if I had created a shortcut from Internet Explorer, it will always open Internet Explorer no matter what. It'll ignore the default setting. Okay, here's how to set the default browser in Firefox. I'll open Firefox. To set the default browser, you click Tools in the menu. And again, if you don't see that menu, you can right-click and select Menu Bar. It's already visible so you can see it. But if it wasn't visible, you click a blank space in this top part of the window and then select Menu Bar to show it. But it is visible, so we don't need to do that. So you click you click Tools, then you click Options, then you click the Advanced tab if it's not already shown. And notice at the bottom of the Advanced tab, you click Make Firefox the default browser. Then you click OK to make that screen go away. Now the symbol in my shortcut has changed to Firefox to show me that that's the default browser. To set it for Chrome, set the default for Chrome, open Chrome. Click the symbol under the close box, which is these three parallel lines. That's your settings or gear wheel, whatever. Then select Settings. Then you want to click Make Google Chrome my default browser, which is at the bottom of that screen. There is no OK button at the bottom, so just close the browser and the window. Now notice, here's my shortcut, and it now shows the Chrome browser symbol in it, showing that that's the default that will open this web page shortcut in the future. Okay, For Safari, we'll open Safari. Again, Safari may disappear. Apple may no longer support the PC version of Safari. So Safari is actually the best one to set the default browser, and you'll see why. Open Safari, click the Settings gear wheel, click Preferences. Notice in Safari you can set your default browser from any of your installed browsers. You can only set other default browsers by opening that browser and saying this will be the default. This guy, Safari, you can set any of your browsers as the default. So if we were setting Safari to be the default, we would just click Safari in this list, and then we would close the window in the browser. Notice the symbol in my web shortcut is now the Safari browser symbol. That covers all the browsers that I commonly use. And the next tutorial will show how to set your browser's home page, which is the page that opens if you open the browser without telling it which page to open. Thanks for watching.